years, Ohio has gone from a swing state to a solid Republican state. And some of the staunchest conservative voters call Ohio their home. And because of that fact, the state of Ohio enacted a ban on abortions once cardiac activity is detected in fetuses. So the abortion ban is for pregnancies as early as 6 weeks. But as this CNN article details, and they're quite proud of this at CNN, a group of Ohio-based abortion clinics have fought to overturn this law, which represents the will of most Ohio voters. Yet, the Ohio Republicans are folding to the minority Democrats in their state. And as Ohio goes, so go many other red states who may soon betray their state Republican voters. That is why people like Missouri State Senator Bill Eigel are intent on fighting to stop his state's GOP from going the way of Ohio's GOP. One such fight that State Senator Eigel has led in Missouri is to reform the initiative petition process. Already, liberal groups have tried using Missouri's ancient IP process to restrict gun rights in the state. Eigel and others viewed the need for process reform as a bellwether for determining whether Missouri will stay decisively MAGA or if it will become another Ohio. And I'm joined now by Senator Bill Eigel himself. Eigel's not only a state senator, but he's also running for governor. Listen.
Hey, Missouri, Bill Eigel here. We're down in Cape Girardeau today, downtown Cape. It's a beautiful area. We've been traveling all over the state. We were in Kansas City yesterday, Warrensburg. Now we're down in southeast Missouri. So we're talking about what we're going to do to make this state great. We're getting rid of personal property tax. We're going to protect our farmland from being bought out by foreign countries. Let's make Missouri great again. Let's go, Missouri.
Yeah, I know you're very busy and you've been out there, been seeing the pictures and the videos. You've been out there, you're keeping the trail hot, but you've also been keeping the state house pretty hot too. You had a video that got a lot of attention in the last few days. Tell us what's going on in your state as it relates to abortion, and then we'll talk about how important it is to the voters. But what's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, right now the abortionists are trying to re-enshrine abortion, the culture of death, back into the Missouri Constitution using, as you mentioned, our ancient and outdated initiative petition reform process. So for the past couple of years, conservative Republicans like myself and others have been trying to adjust that process so that it requires a much broader coalition of Missourians in order to change the founding document of the state. But unfortunately, I mean, even though there are very few Democrats left in Jefferson City, it's actually been undone by Republicans. And so we have, unfortunately, way too many of these soft, spineless, rhino Republicans that aren't willing to do what they said they would do in campaign season and show up to defend the pro-life cause. So there's a lot of anger around the state of Missouri right now that we can't get these big red things done. And we're in great danger of the abortionists being successful. And if they are successful in putting that into the Constitution, it won't be because the Democrats carry the day. It'll be because Republicans were too weak to act.
Isn't that just incredible? That is just incredible. In a state like Missouri, you tweeted this actually about the betrayal of your so-called Republican colleagues. You said Republicans delivered another big win for Democrats today in the Missouri Senate. This is why Republicans around Missouri are furious with Jefferson City. So how furious are they as you're out there on the campaign trail talking to voters? And how important is abortion and protecting the life of the fetus to them?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the pro-life cause is one of the original reasons why Missouri became a red state in the first place. If you recall, Emerald, for many years, Missouri was a blue state. And then when the Democratic Party decided that they didn't have any room for anybody that believed in the sanctity of life, Missouri began to transition from that blue state to becoming the red state that it is today. So the idea that we now have a bunch of spineless Republicans in Jefferson City that are willing to betray millions of Missourians who elected them to do pro-life things in Jefferson City has made folks so angry that I think that on August 6th of this year, that's our primary date, we're going to show up and deliver a shock to the Jefferson City status quo that's protecting these soft rhinos, unlike anything that they can even imagine. And I tell you what, I hear it every day. I put 70,000 miles on my truck in the past 18 months, driving all over the state, hearing from Republicans who are angry, quite frankly. And my message to them, if you're out there in Missouri right now and you're disappointed and you're upset and you're angry, I want you to know you're not alone. There are millions of Republicans just like you, tired of all these shenanigans from the weak-kneed Republicans in Jefferson City, and we're going to take our state back. And when we do, we're going to go back to defending life like we've made a habit of doing in the past 20 years. We're going to defend our gun rights. We're going to get this government under control. And the same message that Donald J. Trump is winning the country on right now, this idea of a disruptor in the places of power in Washington, D.C., we're going to win the state of Missouri when we come into town on August 6th, because we're going to take our state back. And I expect Missouri to be a leader in these United States moving forward. I want those other big red states, which, I'm certainly proud of, but I want those other big red states out there to take notice. They're going to say to themselves one day, how do we be more like the Show Me State?
Yeah, and when you think about the fact that so many Christian faith-based organizations are based in Missouri, it's hard to believe that the caving in on abortion it would even be a consideration, even by the rhinos, right? But they never cease to amaze me. As I noted, we're also seeing this fight play out in Missouri over gun rights, 2A rights. Here's a quick video from the Missouri Firearms Coalition.
This is Aaron Dorr with the Missouri Firearms Coalition. Missouri has solid gun laws, but if we don't fix our initiative petition process, Michael Bloomberg will bypass the legislature and put gun control directly into our state constitution. But IP reform is being blocked in Jeff City by rhino Republicans like Senator Mary Coleman. Coleman voted with the Democrats just last night to send IP reform to a conference committee, a move designed to kill the bill. Session adjourns Friday at 6 p.m. and time is running out. Contact Mary Coleman today. Demand that she stop blocking SJR 74 and tell her to support the PQ motion needed to pass the bill. Paid for by the Missouri Firearms Coalition.
I don't know if I really have a question about that. That's just further proof of what you're saying and why this is so problematic to do, right?
Yes, Aaron Dorr is a great American. He's been on the front lines of helping us protect our gun rights here in the state of Missouri. And he is rightfully calling out these rhinos down in Jefferson City. And I hate to say this, that in a state that's as red as Missouri, that we have the problem that we do, but here we are. And let's not, one of the biggest bad actors, quite frankly, that we have right now is our governor. Our governor hasn't said a word about the initiative petition reform bill. The governor has doubled the size of government while he's been in office for the past 5 years. So Republicans are furious with the lack of activity, just the willingness to stand aside and do nothing as liberal policies are passed in a state that's as ruby red as Missouri. But I tell you, a lot of times that type of frustration leads to precisely the kind of change that we're looking for. So my message of a Missouri where we're going to lead on these issues, we're going to set the tone, we're going to set the pace for protecting life in this state, for protecting gun rights in this state. We're going to be cutting the tax burden in this state. All the things that the people of Missouri show up on the first Tuesday in November every 2 years and demand, we're going to start delivering on these promises. And I think that we're seeing a response that we have not seen before in this state, that people are rallying around that cause. I'm excited. Let's go, Missouri.
Yeah, and look, I do want to bring up this letter you wrote because I thought it was really great, even though we're technically out of time. You posted a letter you wrote earlier this month to your state's GOP leadership in which you alluded to the concerns that the state GOP was dragging its feet on approving popular Republican policies, while they're obviously supporting more left-leaning issues such as getting rid of the Biden approved electronic voting machines in your state. You said they should be doing that, eliminating the personal property tax, preventing Missouri land from being sold to foreign businesses operating from enemy states like China, which should just be a no-brainer, and deporting illegals. You voiced concern about the delays being part of a larger campaign by GOP officials in your state to basically abandon MAGA. So we'll see. I would think, based on, I've spent some time in Missouri, thanks to actually Mr. Mike Lindell, who hosts a conference there every year, every summer. I just think in the letter you wrote, that's what I hear from them every single year that they want to see happen. So I think your message sounds like, to me, it resonates with the Missourians I've met, in the very least.
Let's go, Missouri. This is a big year for us. We have a lot of change at the state and the national level. And like I said, Donald Trump is winning the country right now on this message of being a disruptor for these places of power. We're going to be that same message. We're going to be that same disruptor, and we're going to take our state back here in Missouri. And I can't wait for Missouri to be at the top of the list as leading this country. Well,
good luck, Senator. We'll be following the campaign. We'll be looking out in August to see how the primaries turn out, but I'm sure we'll talk to you before then again. And people go check out your campaign website if they want to learn more about your campaign and how to support it. It's good to see you, Senator. Thanks for jumping on with us.
Thanks, Emerald. Talk soon.